It's happening again. So 2 videos ago, I talked about somebody who didn't know that much about weaponry and thought that somebody was actually going to cause, a criminal act by, shooting somebody or, committing homicide. But now I check on Twitter, and one of the top trending hashtags is AK-47. And they talk about how, since somebody who's 19 who can't legally, drink or anything, should not be able to. Oh my God! Turns out the shooter wasn't even wielding an AK-47. It was an SKS rifle. The rifle that I'm actually getting in a couple of days because, a month ago. Yeah, basically a month ago because, it was the first. For my birthday, I put in, my mom put in a bunch of stuff so I could get an SKS. Even though I said, in that one video that I didn't want to get an assault rifle, I kind of lied. I didn't say that I didn't want to get, I said that I didn't want to get an assault rifle because of this reason. And what I actually meant was, I misworded it, and what I actually meant was I didn't want people knowing that I had an assault rifle. Because of this reason, I'm stupid, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm getting one with the magazine and stuff, so, basically, they're saying that an SKS is an AK-47 type rifle, which is stupid. It's not. Yeah, they shoot the same cartridge, but that does not mean that they are the same gun. They aren't okay, one is way better than the other, because one you can easily get, you can't easily get it, but one you can find magazines for it everywhere, and two, its gas piston system can make it to where you can get it automatically if you get a permit. But with the SKS, you can't do any of those things. I mean, unless you get a specialized version that can take a magazine, like the one that I'm getting, then you can't make it do any of those things. And I'm not sure why they're saying, oh yeah, it's just like an AK. It's exactly like the AK. No, the only thing that makes it similar to an AK is that it takes this cartridge right here, which is 7.62 by 39. That's the only thing. That's the only resemblance that they have. Oh my God, people are actually stupid. I'm not saying that everybody's stupid, but there are some people out there who will go to extremes to make it look as if oh my gosh, Jesus Christ, man! Just because there was a shooting and it was done with an SKS. I'm a libertarian. Okay. And seeing this sort of thing it upsets me. It really does. Because you have the media saying that there are all these gun crimes and stuff here. Whenever most gun crimes, crimes in the U.S., there are barely any fatalities from them. Maybe 3. The most recorded, I believe, last time I heard, it was somewhere around 50. And there are people saying that the AR-15 and all these other rifles and stuff, these semi-automatic rifles are what should be banned, because most of these shootings they're caused with them, but no, they're not. Most people, why? Most you know what the criminal mentality is whenever they're purchasing a firearm just for the sake of doing harm is a 9mm can still do damage. It can still do as much damage as an AR. An AR might have, like a larger caliber bullet, but it doesn't matter if it's larger caliber. if you're going against civilians. That's the criminal mentality, right there. So it's also a cheaper option to get a handgun. You know, a cheap handgun option is a Taurus G2C. It was originally called like the ceremonial. I forgot, but the G2C is a cheap option of handgun, and people worldwide use it, and it's actually a great handgun. You know, if you're thinking about home defense, you know, not concealed carry, but you know, maybe like open carry, then you know you should probably, you know, check it out. It's a great handgun. Shoots 9mm. I don't like whenever this sort of thing happens, like in the media. I've already said this twice. I'm kind of fumed over this. I literally just did like a video on it. I literally just did a video on it, and it's kind of instead of it being the AK-47, I mean, it was originally the AR-15, but now it's the AK-47. Dang, I hate this. And you know what? People and talking about like all this gun stuff. It kind of makes me think, you know, how a journalists say that every semi-automatic gun is automatic, whenever in reality it's not, and there's just like, you know, like a little like a difference in translation whenever, because you know they don't know anything about weaponry. Like most journalists, they don't know anything, so they just slap the term automatic on it. Whenever in reality, most automatic weapons in the U.S. make up only 1% of owned, you know, rifles and stuff. You know, like 1.2%. Last time I checked. I'm so sorry. I'm like rubbing my face and everything. I'm stressed about this because stuff like this gets on my nerves. Jesus. I don't like this. I really don't. Stuff like this gets me like riled up. You know, people like taking things out of context and making people look bad. I mean, not in this particular case. It was about a shooting, you know, that actually happened and killed like 5 people, which is a tragedy. But you know, I don't. Whenever people make weaponry out to be like, oh yeah, it's the gun's fault. It's not the shooter's fault. You know, we gotta ban these guns, even though it's not about the guns. It's about what people do with the guns. Like I just said, you know, people are saying that the AR-15 is it's a killing machine. The military uses it, which they don't, by the way. They use an M4 carbine, which has a selector switch, which some of them have, you know, semi-auto and 3-round burst, and you know, for special ops. Super Spec Ops Ranger 75th Battalion Delta Force, they get fully automatic ones because, you know, they're trained to use them. They aren't like, you know, they're being trained specifically to use, you know, automatic weaponry. You know, people are talking about how you know, oh yeah, there are a lot of automatic guns, and as I just said, most members of the military aren't even, you know, taught how to use fully automatic firearms. It's stupid. It really is. I feel naked without my beanie. I don't know why. I'm gonna shut up and, you know, continue with the topic. I don't agree with any of this. I don't agree with the journalists doing this. This kind of, you know, it grinds my gears, so to say. Because, you know, I'm a proud gun owner, and you know, I'm glad to be able to, like, you know, hunt and stuff with these bolt action rifles and, you know, these shotguns and stuff. And I feel as if, you know, further down the line, they're gonna randomly, you know, start, you know, putting down random laws like, oh yeah, you can't have a rifle or anything. I feel like in the future they're gonna somehow back to like the semi-auto and the automatic thing. I feel as if, you know, government, they're gonna think that, oh yeah, they're talking about an actual automatic rifle instead of like a semi-automatic rifle. So then they're gonna ban, you know, instead of like all automatics, it's like gonna be like this term that the journalists are gonna make like automatic and semi-automatic the exact same thing. So in turn, they're gonna ban every single semi-automatic like handguns and rifles and I'm trying to think of what else is semi-automatic. Oh yeah, some shotguns. And, some, marksman rifles, I guess, but they're still rifles. And carbines and stuff like that. And I really, I don't know what to say. I know I've been talking about guns. I might just end the video here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just like, this topic kind of gets on my nerves. Speaking about guns and like, a political sense, it's just this big shit show. And seeing how instead of people, instead of them reporting on how a 6-year-old died in that shooting, which that did happen, instead of reporting on how these people died and how their families are going to mourn them, they're talking about how, oh yeah, this big bad rifle did it. That's what did it. And they aren't even talking about the guy that pulled the trigger. They're talking about how, ooh, if we banned AK-47s, then shootings wouldn't happen. No. That's not how it works, gamers. That's not. Yeah, I'm running out of time. I have 1 more minute left before it just automatically shuts off, so, I'm sorry, guys. This video is probably not going to make any sense, but, I tried.